Hello. Um, I'm 45 now. Um, and I'm struggling with feeling optimistic right now. And I would like their advice on that. Dear Kelly, thank you for welcoming us in. So we're scanning your body and we're seeing a fog in your mind because you're not super clean with your body. And that's sort of what's holding you back, because you've got to make space for the abundance. Okay, but you said the mindset has to happen first. Yeah, and it's sort of like a stick. It's like a clutch. As you pull off on the clutch and you give it the gas, there's kind of like an exchange that happens. You go from one pedal to the other, and it's a slow process. So your mind is shifting. You're holding on to more hope than before. The confidence isn't quite there yet that you can manifest. You still have residual doubt going on. So what your mindset has been prepared for by watching all these videos is the awareness and the understanding of the big picture, that this is going to be dealing with the programmed thoughts that you have programmed thoughts in the first place. You have to slowly integrate that, because that's traumatizing by itself. But eventually you realize that it feels freeing to know that the reason things are so hard is because there's been external influences making it hard. That's not actually reality. That's just sort of a manipulation of reality that's making it hard. So then the next step is to be gentle with yourself, practice self-love and self-care, and focusing on yourself, listening to the needs that you have, and observing the challenging behaviors that you're choosing to participate in because some needs aren't getting met. If you judge those vices that you have in response to your challenges, then you close off, you disassociate in your mind, you close off from being whole. You create disassociation when you judge anything, especially yourself, because you have to compartmentalize the part of you that's judging it and the part of you that's doing it. So you have to work on forgiveness of yourself where you're at. And you've been so nervous about money that you haven't completely forgiven yourself. You're still feeling like a victim. So now you're at this point where you're like, nothing's changing. Nothing's changing. And then you're starting to hear messages that you're manifesting everything exactly as it is. If you say in this video that you're betting on yourself, there's going to come a time consciously where you're going to have to wager on yourself. Making these videos isn't really a sacrifice or a commitment to anything. They're just kind of a way for you to reflect back to you what you're doing. But now you're kind of looking at your financial stuff and you're going, I know I can do this. I know I can do this. I just can't quite see it clearly yet. And all of this other stuff is coming up. And we're telling you that you're close, and we're telling you that we're with you. But you're just at this point where, like, I do not see a way out of this. I'm so tired. I'm exhausted. But you also know that as you put effort towards this whole process of living with integrity, miracles are going to show up. People or resources are going to show up to help you. The hustle is the internship. Because you've also seen block after block after block after block. You've gotten knocked down a lot in the process, and you've gotten back up. And almost every single lender you talk to is like, well, you're real close. Not quite. You're real close. Not quite. You're real close. They're saying that to me. Every version of denial has been like, almost. So I guess you're not done hustling. You're just going to have to keep hustling until you can find the space inside you, find the altar inside you where everything's holy, and reboot with that. That's a reset. When you sit with that and you just tell yourself, God loves me. Just like your kids. Your kids are just like, excuse me, I love you so much, Mom. I love you so much, and they just want to snuggle. That's all they want from you all day long, is your attention and your hugs. And you're noticing it more now than ever. It's probably been there the whole time, but you're just now like, gosh, these kids really love me. So you're receiving love more than you ever have, consciously. You have an underlying confidence that everything's going to be okay. You just don't have any idea. Really, what's left is just kind of some superficial 717 fears on the surface because of the way things look. And we've told you this is residual from yesterday. So if you can get to the place of radical optimism consciously, and then hold that frequency, tomorrow's going to be better. But it's like putting the effort into imagining good things happening feels difficult to you. Isn't that interesting? It's difficult for you to imagine good things happening. But the more you shine light on that, literally you just imagine light shining on that, you're gonna, whenever you shine light on your intention, you hold your intention in your mind, which is consciousness is light. So if you hold an intention in your mind to heal something with the intention of just blessing it, you start to see answers. So right now, we want you to be radically optimistic about your situation right now, even though you're coming to us with rejection after rejection after rejection sort of feeling. Well, until you experience success, it's not there yet. It's always outside your reach until you get it. So there's going to be a period of anticipation before any breakthrough happens. And you're still there. You're in the period of anticipation before you break through, right? So don't judge it as you've already failed. Judge it as you just haven't reached it yet. You haven't gotten to it yet. So in this place of anticipation, imagine your mind filled with white light. Imagine you're relaxed. That's why guided meditations are so helpful, because you can't get there by yourself. You always thought, well, I don't need someone to tell me because I can just do it myself. No, you can't. You can't. And this is an example of how the human species needs community. You can't do things by yourself. Okay? So take a deep breath. And you're not alone when you're channeling, right? You're not alone. Who are you when you are alone? You're just this ego. When you don't call on us, you're an ego. We are the way to show you how to see beyond your ego. That's what channeling is. You wouldn't be able to see beyond your ego without first quieting your ego. And then in that space, you can expand. So let's expand for a minute. Let's just bring light to your mind with the intention to feel expansion. And before you see pictures, feel safety. Relaxation. Let's not get to abundance. We're not at abundance yet. Receive the love of your children. Receive the love from the adults who appreciate you. Friends, family that just honor you. Acquaintances. Then honor the things in your life for a moment. Acknowledge the things in your life that have gone well. The traveling that you've done. The successes that you've had. The projects that you've accomplished and finished, completed. And you're inspired, right? You have goals. You have dreams. Abundance would never come if you didn't have that dream. So that's the beginning. Some people don't have dreams. Some people really are in survival mode all the time. So part of abundance is having hope in your dreams. And all of these blocks that you've come up against are actually blocks to believing it's possible for your dreams to come in. And you know that that's all programming, right? So first, you've been receiving a little bit of money from people who know that you're struggling. Well wishes, good intentions, emotional, energetic support. Breathe into the fear if it shows up. There's nothing to worry about. You don't have to use this video. Everything's okay. Sometimes the clarity is not going to come until you can step out of fight or flight. Fight or flight is uber concentration with the skills you already have. But manifestation might require moving into energies that are unfamiliar, that are new, that require new skills from you, new abilities. So not everything can be quantified and qualified with numbers and explanations. The readiness to expand, it's kind of like a paradigm shift. It's a really radical shift in your mind that you have to make. You got to be able to receive. You got to live with the unknown. You got to be responsible for everything. You got to have an open, clear channel to the things you need to be accountable for. So you've been learning how to move forward even though you're scared to the point of freezing. That's what we mean by you're almost there. You've done a lot to keep moving. You have a little bit more work to do to prepare for hypnobirthing. But you're already starting to panic about this month again. So you're really asking us how to get through this month, and you know it has to do with your mindset. But you're jumping right to the, I really just want to see it get fixed. Just tell me how it's going to get fixed. You're going to have to go through a threshold, Kel. And the way to get through that threshold of belief that you can do this is that you've got to quiet your mind and sit with this light, the light of your consciousness, to melt away all the stressors. Okay, so we want you to move up to 20 minutes of meditation every day, where your intention is to feel this light, because you're not actually able to hold on to it very well. We want you to imagine your consciousness and grow the light in your mind and tell yourself, my consciousness is light, and what I put my attention on, I bless. And when I bless the things that I see, I am blessed. I'm blessed with a free mind to see the potential everywhere. When I free my mind by blessing what I see and asking for healing in all that I see, then you heal your mind and you're ready to receive, because you've forgiven yourself in this way. But this is unfamiliar to you. This is a new mental skill that you have not mastered yet. So we want you to practice sitting with this feeling of light in your consciousness that's blessing the things you think about, which are coming from outside you. And excuse me. And when you bless the thoughts going through your mind, the density attached to those thoughts releases, and your mind is less limited. And if it helps you videotape, do it. Okay. Enjoy. So it is.